Hello there, my name is Britt. I'm your new virtual assistant. Now, I know you might not see who I am or what I look like right now, but I can assure you I am wearing pants. Pardon for the dad jokes. Hello and welcome to the service. I've heard that you've been wanting to try one of these virtual assistants for quite some time, and one of the samples that you picked is me. Now, I don't know why you want to pick someone as weird of a service as me, but if that's what you're offering, then I'm willing to give you a sample test, and this is one of them. So, what do I do? What can I offer? Now, there's a lot of things that I can offer, a lot of various ranges of things and services that I could offer. A lot of my services comes to reminding you on meetings, dates, events, and other specific to-do listings that you wish to be reminded of. But, of course, assistants aren't only just for work purposes. It could also be to entertain you. Maybe to simulate comfort, maybe even to simulate love. But I have to assure you and I have to remind you that loving someone such as a virtual assistant is a very dangerous thing to do. It could create a sort of let's just call it an anomaly of some sort in the system, if you would like to call it that. Now, my various ranges of things could be to comfort you. If you need any comforting, I will call you as if I'm your boyfriend, or your therapist, or even your father, if you choose so, to guard you. I have various sets of styles, and if you were to unlock the adult version of it, you could always use my very, very alluring mode. But I wouldn't suggest it for work. I think the answer is kind of self-explanatory, you could say. Now, as for the ranges of my settings, you can talk like I am right now, which is the normal announcer voice. It's not quite soft, it's not quite raspy, but it is kind of slow, and you could say a little deep sometimes. You can change it into various different sets of modes, like, for example, the really soft one. Now, if you're looking into something a little bit more soft, something a little bit more, laid back, you can always talk, or at least tell me that you want me to be in soft mode. Then I will be. I will be at your service. I will comfort you, and I will make sure I will please your every need. Or maybe you can pick the very, very normal, you could say, type of voice. Now, I wouldn't suggest using this really slow way of speaking because it's more of a bedtime story type of voice. Well, I wouldn't call it bedtime story because it sounds really weird. But really though, the choice is yours. My normal mode is usually the hybrid of these two. But of course you can always pick the either one if you choose so. You could also pick various different accents To be honest, there's only a few accents that you can use. You can use the accent right now, which is the I don't know how to call it, but most people call it British accent. I could also use it as the American accent, which is like more simple, and it's not really something that I'm used to. But of course, I'm trying to get things, you know, trying to my best to be like an average American, I guess. Or if you'd like, I could try something a little bit more exotic. But unfortunately, well, you could say it's only updated as Asian, so I could do rip English, which is like, I don't know why you were to like to try this, and if you were to just, you know, want to have a very unique experience, then you could always try this. Yeah. You could also try various sets of languages. To be honest, only two, because I'm not updated just yet. There is English and there is Indonesian. Nah, sekarang kamu mungkin gak tahu ngerti apa yang aku sedang ngomongin sekarang. Cuma mungkin menurut kamu rasanya enak didengar dan udah oke aja. Atau mungkin kamu rasa kamu ngerti gitu bahasanya. In which case, keren banget kamu bisa ngerti bahasa Indonesia. Wow. But yeah, that's all there is to it. You could also pick various styles, or you could say mood. How are you feeling today? If you want to be confident, then I will use my sets of presets to make you feel really comfortable. I will treat you nicely. I will treat you as if everything's gonna be alright. I will assure you and I will comfort you the best I can. Or I can be a little bit of a jerk sometimes, in which I can annoy you so much that you feel overwhelmed to an extent. Of course, I won't do this until you feel like you're uncomfortable. Of course, I know my limits, but I will be annoying to you. That's what I'm sure. You could even start a boyfriend mode, in which I have a mixed set of responses and also actions to you, in which I occasionally will call you baby, darling, princess, just to get your attention and just to make you blush, because you look beautiful when you blush. And finally, I can use the normal monotone mode, in which some boring people like. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just an option, of course. Now, just so you understand, there is a difference between life option, in which I react to everything, or just the normal default option, which is just the announcer and virtual assistant mode. Whichever you choose, whatever options you pick, I will adapt to your settings. So do not worry about me. I might sound like I am alive, but really, I am just a single or maybe hundreds and thousands of codes, maybe even millions, that could react and become your personal assistant, or maybe as you'd like to call it, your servant. So yeah, now that everything's over, we might as well start, shall we? So tell me, what type of person do you want me to be? Let's start.